You are listening to episode 61 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you were created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Teno. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. I am coming to you today on a very overcast, rainy Sunday afternoon. I don't usually record on Sundays or the weekends, but I was so inspired by something that I have been doing in the mornings, part of my morning ritual routine. I guess I started back in early July, and as I was doing it today, I'm like, I need to let my listeners know about this because it's been so impactful on my life. And therefore, I have to share it with you because I know that should you choose, that it could be so impactful for your life too. But before we get to it, I just wanted to take a few minutes to explain that I have some really good resources besides this podcast that are available to you for free. And in case you're new to me, I just wanted to give a quick reminder here at the beginning to let you know what's available. And then I will also include all the links to them in the show notes. So be sure to go there and take a look and grab. First of all, I have a Peaceful Mind checklist. And this is on purpose a guide for you to have 37 thoughts that will bring you more peace of mind in your life today. And then there's a part of it that's a bonus that there's some great questions you can ask yourself every day. And I've had such great feedback on this because it really will guide and redirect your mind in a really self-serving, life-serving way. So go ahead and grab that checklist so you can keep the kind of thoughts, high thinking, great feeling thoughts right there for you to refer to each day. The second thing I offer is a guide that's called the 5 Steps to Overcoming Overwhelm. So it's to help moms feel more peace. And there is 5 key steps to having that peace when you are really dealing with a lot of feeling overwhelm in your life. So that link will be available for you to download that free guide. I also have a free guide called Making God a Priority. And it's a guide to peace for busy Catholic moms. It really is a simple reminder of how we can step in to kind of reprioritizing what's most important and what matters the most to you. The last thing I want to just remind you that I also have for a really small fee, I have a 30-day path to a peaceful mind guide. This is like a combination of life coaching concepts and tools with faith-filled wisdom that you can draw upon each day for 30 days. It's super powerful and helps you create more of a peaceful life. I really, when I created this 30-day path to a peaceful mind, I asked for the Holy Spirit's guidance and wisdom. And I am just thrilled with how it came out and from the feedback that I have received from others just like you. So definitely go check out those options for you in the show notes of the episode and be sure to pass them on to your friends as well. Okay, we're going to dive in today, and after we speak about today's topic, you're also going to have an opportunity for another download that goes along with what I'm going to talk to you about. Like I said at the top of the episode, this is something I've been doing most of the summer, and I really can't let you know today where I even got this idea. I don't know. I can't remember, so I'm not positive if I read it in a book or saw it online, but I just know that whoever it was, I appreciate how they guided me to this part of my morning ritual. And so this is what it is. This is what I want to talk to you and share with you all today. After I am done with my prayers and devotions in the morning, I have this little notebook. I went and bought, I like it that it's small and it actually has its like a slot for the pen to go with it. And it literally is just a lined piece of paper in this kind of small, soft, it's probably like a 3x5 or at the most a 4x6 notebook. And I take it and date it. And then I make 2 sections. Things I'm going to do today, and then what God will be doing for me today. So I titled this episode, What God Can Do for You Today. And that's what this has to mostly do and center around, is that we have this really awesome opportunity every day to kind of like get out of our heads and onto paper what it is that we want to like accomplish for the day, or what our main objectives are. Just with so much going on for us, it's so good to actually have it not swirl around in our heads, but just see what it is, right? I mean, I don't have to tell you all moms what it's like to have a to-do list or to make a to-do list. However, there was this component that I never used before that I now use, and what I want to offer that maybe you can start using. And it is to think about all the things that are on your to-do list and then decide which are ones that are really in your control to accomplish, and what is it that you don't have to think about or put your efforts to or try, because it's something that God can do for you and that He will do for you if you just ask Him. So a lot of things that we concentrate on and worry about and spin thinking about and are confused about or wish that we could take control over, but we really can't, we need to let go and hand them over to someone who can take care of it. And this has given me so much peace. So like I said, literally in my notebook, after the date, I say things I will do today. I write that down. And then I also have a section, things God will do for me today. So let me give you some examples. In the section entitled Things I Will Do Today, I most always have a couple of things that are very similar from day to day, like a handful of things like I have down that my prayer time, walking, I have cleaning up. I have this little kind of routine to clean up, the house before I start the day. So it'll say pray, clean up, go for a walk. And then I usually have things like visit mom and dad because my parents live across the street from me. And then, of course, I look ahead to my day, what I need to do, the things for the kids to check off. Maybe it's like, go take them to a haircut or make the orthodontist appointment. And then I have my business where I have 4 clients that day. And so you all know you have your own to-do lists of the things that I actually have control over and want to set out of accomplishing for that day. But here is where all of the graces that started pouring in and all of the peace that really came over me when it came to my to-do list. There were always items where I wanted to have complete, but I really didn't have the control over having them completed. For instance, I would maybe want the pool people to come that day. We had a pool built and I, was at the disposal of their schedule. And maybe I wanted them to come to move forward in getting things done, but I really didn't have oversight of their schedule. So in the column of things God will do for me, I would just put maybe send the pool construction crew over today as something that he could take care of for me. And you know what? Some days they would show up, and that was amazing. But I also might have had that on my list and they didn't show up. But just by the mere fact that I had written it, that was for God to take care of it, then I also knew that if they didn't show up, that was still how God was taking care of it. I really had the peace that they weren't meant to be there or supposed to be there. And then sometimes I had the days, like just even the other day, there's been a shortage in the amount of crew or workers that now help keep our pool clean. And I hadn't seen anyone around for a while. And I put that because I found myself sort of worrying and thinking like, do I need to call and, get on top of it? But I put that in my daily list of what God can do for me today. I literally wrote down, have the pool cleaned as soon as possible. And I put that, just took it out of my mind. I'm not going to worry about it anymore, and put it into the place where I want God to just take care of it. And then I literally, because that was one of the last things that I did during my morning time, and then writing it here in the notebook. And I closed the notebook and I got up to go change, to go for my walk. And I passed by the window in my bathroom, and lo and behold, I saw the cleaning crew out there by the pool. And I immediately I big smile on my face, laughed out loud, and it's like, wow, God, that was fast. So there are some great tangible to-dos that you can hand over to God. But I also want to tell you that I put things in that section, things that I'm worrying about or I'm confused about or I'm just overwhelmed by. And all of those feelings are just so not useful to my life. So I want to hand those over to God. So for instance, examples there could be like for God to strengthen my parents, right? This is something that I want him to do for me. I also want him to help me to relax, to be more present. So I'll put that in the section of what God will do for me today. I'm always asking for him to inspire my thoughts and to help me guide and inspire my words whenever I have client sessions. So I usually have that in what God will do for me today, especially if I have a long list of clients to see. I want the health of my family to be something that God can do. Now, I can have in my section that I'm going to, buy vitamins for my kids that day, or I'm going to sign them up for their flu shot or something like that. Those are the tangible things I can do. But in the list, it still feels so more peaceful for me to hand over the worry that I might have with the kids going to school and that their health, or maybe that they would get sick. So I just put in the section for what God can do for me today. I say, please protect and keep my children healthy. If you have a big decision to make, right? Instead of having that question swirl in your head, what should I do? Let God take care of it for you. You can write down what God will do for you. He will guide your discernment of the decision. And then you know that that is being taken care of. Because he says, ask and you shall receive. So I just know that anytime I write something down in that section, what God is going to take care of for me, what he's going to do for me that day, I just have a sense of peace knowing that I've asked and he will do those things. Even if there's not like a tangible result for me to see, then I know his answer was just not now, which again is so comforting. So most of the time when I have the list in what God will do for me, it's asking for inspiration, discernment, help, blessings, infusing His thoughts into my mind to help me refresh my mind and body. And really, if there's something specific when it comes to my husband, my children, my work, my family, my future, I just can ask Him for these things and then just know and then add on to that, like, I would like these tangible things to happen if it's your will, right? So this is what I just wanted to share with you today, that I know that a lot of us out there make these daily to-do lists, and I love them. I have them myself. And I thought that maybe the way I've been approaching it would be of use and helpful for you, especially because what it's doing is it's having us look at the things that we do on a daily basis and what we believe like we have control over. And it gives it a little twist, right? The twist of knowing that sometimes we can't do it all. And a lot of items we try and do ourselves could get done much more quickly and calmly if we do hand them over to the one who can take care of it all. And by writing them down and saying, Lord, I need you to take care of this for me today, you just can know that once you have asked, it will be. And it really does kind of prioritize and shed light on what it is that you actually are able to get done that day yourself. And it just lightens the load knowing that you are not alone and that you just need to ask for the help and you will have it. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I did create a little download to go with this in case you wanted. Now, I mentioned how I just have this little notebook and I just write every single day things I will do today and then things God will do for me today. But I have just made this little sheet, this to-do list today sheet that kind of has this broken out for you. And I am going to include the link of where you can download this if you want to print it out and make copies and you want to use that for your daily to-do list. And it's also a list that you can know that you are going to share your daily duties and the things that you want to accomplish, along with the greatest help and teammate you could ever have in accomplishing it. Thank you so much for listening. And I would love to know your feedback. If you start to do this on your own after a little while, let me know like how you have been feeling about it. And you can always email me at danielle@daniellethienel.com. You can also send me a message through my Instagram at Danielle Thienel Coaching. And I also, lastly, I know there's been a lot of invitations on this podcast today, so the show notes will be packed, but you can also become a member of my Facebook community called Crazy Awesome Catholic Moms, and you definitely get interaction with me there and more of all the goodness that I supply on the podcast and through those free guides and my 30-day to a peaceful mind product. So many ways to use this life-changing tools and life coaching to take your life to the next level. Of course, the ultimate way to do that would be to come to a discovery call and find out how we can take every single aspect of your life and what you hear here on the podcast to a deeper level with one-on-one personal coaching. All right, everyone, have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind, using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to danielleteenel.com. There you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.